Kimchi! Ah! He's been dying to do that for 2 days.
Those vegan guys. Thank you.
Hello, lovely people. It's a recipe vlog. So few and far between on the channel these days, and it's not my recipe. This is Cheap Lazy Vegans, the lovely Rosalie, Cheap Lazy Vegans kimchi recipe, which of course is a vegan version. So I've had to do a bit of math with the recipe because in the recipe vlog of Cheap Lazy Vegans, which I'll link up there right now, she makes a huge amount. She's Korean. She's with a Korean man. They make a lot of kimchi. They have a kimchi fridge and everything. So I'm just doing 2, so I've had to reduce the kimchi paste. But the first step in this whole process is to cut the cabbage. So let's show you how I have learned from Rosie's vlog to cut the cabbage. Can you see the cabbage? No. Come to me.
It's Kimchi Sunday.
So we cut the cabbage, the whole thing, lengthways, like this, and then each half again so it's into quarters, like that. Then you cut off where it all joins, like that. And then I've got that big bowl here. Can you see the bowl, Jay?
Perfect.
To the side. And you literally start to cut it up into bits and get it in your bowl. It's going to be washed in a minute. Each quarter cut lengthways. And then Cheap Lazy Vegan cuts it into really big bits. I'm going for a bit smaller. Just cause, you know, because I want to. Don't judge me, I do what I want. I do things my way. So cut that bit off. Get those small leaves from in the centre. Just chop them. Then cut lengthways. And again into bits. I'm really excited about this, you know.
I am actually.
Are you really?
Yeah, I am. Because it's spiced kimchi, especially.
Well, it comes from, it originates in Korea, doesn't it? Mm-hmm. Just like, you know, we've had the 2 times spicy noodles, they're Korean. They've got good taste in Korea, they like a lot of spice. Right, I'll get this finished chopped up and then I'll show you the next bit. Right, I've got it all chopped and I know that I've got enough for 2 bowls now, as in 2 bowls before they wilt down, because the next stage is to wash this and layer it with rock salt, and then we leave it for a couple of hours. So I've put some cold water in the sink's clean because it's my biggest vessel. I'm just going to wash it all in here and then take it out in bits, put it back into the into one of these vessels and salt it. So just a quick wash in here. Oh God, that's cold. Okay, can you see me here, Jay? Right, so a layer of cabbage, like so, and then rock salt.
And is it just like a liberal sprinkling?
Yeah. Yeah. We are going to wash this again after it's sat for a few hours, so that salt isn't going to stay there, you know what I mean? And because we've already washed it, we don't have to wet it now, because it's already wet. That's ready for the other bowl. More rock salt on top of that one. And a bit more of this water. Right, and then same again with the other bowl. Can't believe how much napper you get off 2 cabbages.
It's amazing. I mean, Cheap Lazy Vegan has written this recipe out as well on her website, so if you, and it's linked in that video that I've already linked, so you can go and have a look if you want the exact measurements. But it's basically a liberal sprinkling of the coarse salt, and that will kind of start the cooking. I know it's not cooked, but it will start the process of wilting this cabbage down. Now, because of the amount that Rose makes in her video, which is a lot, she leaves it for like 3 hours. I'm gonna leave it for about, maybe about 2.5, 3 hours. Just at room temperature, somewhere in the kitchen. A bit more on top of that one. And there you go. Step 1. The next step will be the kimchi paste. And the good thing about the kimchi paste is that once you've made it, this is according to Rose. Rose, if you're wrong, you've made a fool of me. The good thing about the kimchi paste is you can make loads and you can freeze it. And according to Rose, you can freeze it, thaw it in the fridge, use it, refreeze it. You can constantly refreeze and thaw it. It's fine. So once this is all wilted down, we'll get to the kimchi paste. We'll make that, and then we'll make bloody kimchi. Look at me, making kimchi. Hello again, my loves. So my napa cabbage, Chinese, also known as Chinese leaf, has been prepared, has been over there now for just over 2 hours, just under 2 hours. I'm going to leave it for another hour and get on with actually making the kimchi paste. But I'm going to make more than we need kimchi paste wise so that I can freeze some. So I've still very much reduced the recipe that Cheap Lazy Vegan uses. I'm going to use 1.5 cups of water, and then this is the rice flour that I'm using. Gifted to us, already thanks again. See, the ratio that Rose does on her recipe is 3 cups of water to 3 tablespoons of this flour. Oh, it's in a second little bag inside, that's cute. Can we cut that? Yes. I'm just going to do 1.5 cups of water. I'll put it over there, Paul. And 2 tablespoons. That one a bit less because that first one was heaped.
Should I just get a quick look at that?
You can do. That's about to go on the heat, and what we're going to do is we're going to cook it up. Can you see it all right? Mm-hmm. We're going to cook it up until it thickens like a custard or a porridge. So I'm going to get that on now. So let me make sure that the flour is dissolved into the water. This is like part 1 of the kimchi paste. Right, I'm just going to leave that to cook, and then in your NutriBullet or your blender you want some onion. I'm just using a medium and a small onion. I've got this much garlic. That's going in. Big docking wedge of ginger that Jason's peeled with a spoon fabulously. I'll just cut that into more manageable blender bits. And then this is mooli. Can also be known as daikon. I'll just show you it. That's what it looked like when I got it from Wingip. So I've just cut about 1/3 off. See? About 1/3. I left the drawer open in the fridge, guys. I can't cook, I'm rubbish. I'll cut that into smaller pieces as well. And then we add a bit of water. And hopefully, fingers crossed, this will blend down into a gorgeous paste a la rose. So I'll get this blitz in now. You see this?
Yeah, a little bit higher.
It's like a... It's like wallpaper paste.
That's exactly what I was going to say. It does, it looks just like wallpaper paste.
And then, oh. Right. Probably going to make the kimchi paste in here, in this green bowl. I don't know whether I'm supposed to wait for this to cool, but just to be on the safe side, I'm going to give it 5-10 minutes to just cool a little bit, and then we'll get on with the rest of making the kimchi paste. Just to let you know, this is one more ingredient. This is a full bunch of spring onions cut lengthways so that they're kind of shredded, and then cut into pieces, and I'll be adding that to the kimchi once we're actually forming the kimchi. But right now we're making the kimchi paste. So this is my onion, radish, garlic and ginger that's been in the NutriBullet, and as you can see it forms it. That's exactly what roses looked like. Exactly. So I'm pleased with that. That's good. And then we're going to add our sweet rice flour, glutinous rice flour paste, porridge. And I want to make sure that I scrape all of this out. Give that a mix. And now is where it starts to become kimchi paste because we're about to start adding the gochugaru, which is the red pepper powder, basically. So again, this was gifted, already thanked, but thank you again, my lovely. You know who you are. Right, and this is where basically you make it as potent as you want to. I'm gonna go for quite a huge amount actually, Jason.
Oh my goodness.
Start with that much. I might be putting more in yet. Yeah, because it needs to be bright red. It needs to be red.
Hey, I'm all for it.
And I'll never use this much in the amount of kimchi I'm making, so we'll have a good amount to freeze for the next batch. Ooh. Bit more, Brommers. There we go. I think that should do it. Actually, so thankfully it's a resealable bag. I'll put Amazon affiliate links for the glutinous flour and this red pepper powder down in the description of this video. So if you want to get the stuff for it and you don't mind buying from Amazon and you'd like to help us out, there you go. Great way to. Very interesting. And there, my darlings, is my kimchi paste. And the next step will be rinsing the cabbage thoroughly and combining the two. Way! So, here's my cabbage. It's gone down to that much now. All rinsed. I've rinsed it through twice in really cold water. And what we do now is we just start putting it in here. You don't get to be kimchi now because you fell on the floor. How stupid do you feel now? You know what? I'm going to do it in bits. So basically the aim is to get this mixed in really well so that every little bit of cabbage is covered. Yeah. I like how this is looking. And then get some more. I might as well just put it all in.
Yeah, if you're going to give it a good mix.
It's all going to have to get used anyway because there's nothing else to use it for.
When did you say the spring onions go in?
In a minute.
Cool.
Well, I can actually start adding them now. So, thank you for mentioning that, Mr. Bromley.
No worries.
There's way too much here for those 3 jars.
Well, I don't know. You never know.
I probably could have done 1 cabbage. But I had to buy 2, didn't I? Like a greedy boy. I mean, this is what makes it funk. This is what makes it into kimchi, the kimchi paste, so there has to be a lot.
Yeah.
Look at me, first time making kimchi and I'm going for a big batch like this. Hey, thanks our Rose for the video, ta love. I wouldn't mind Rose had a mam chopping the spring onions and everything. I've done all this myself, cheap lazy vegan.
As soon as you've gone to all that effort, I'll just Make sure that Jim doesn't escape. It's right there.
Oh, get in there, Jim. How dare you?
Sorry, Jim, but you know.
Just... It's awkward to do this now. About that much more, I reckon.
Yeah.
So that bit, that I'm going to freeze for the next time I make kimchi. And I think this is all mixed, like, oh no. See, when I lifted it up then there were some bits that didn't have any on.
Hey, you've gone to this effort. It's worth doing a proper mix, isn't it?
Oh, absolutely.
Getting it all covered.
Right, I'm going to continue mixing this for a bit longer, and then I'm going to be using these jars that I got from Amazon. They're actually mason jars, so when I put the kimchi in, I'm going to rest the thing on top, and I'm going to put this bit on loosely so it's got room for the gases to escape, and then we'll leave them at room temperature for between 24 and 48 hours, depends how funky you want it, apparently.
We're both quite fond of the funk.
We are quite fond of the funk, so I'll probably leave it a little over 24 hours. I might leave this until it's 6:20 now, Sunday evening. I might leave it in the jars until about 10 o'clock tomorrow night, and then put the jars in the fridge. But that's basically it, guys. That's it. That's the kimchi right there, ready to go into the jars, and that will literally be this process, getting as much in there as you can, but leaving a bit of a gap at the top for the fermentation to happen. Oh. And Rose did say you can try it now at this point. It was not fermented, but it gives you an idea of what it's going to taste like. Oh, it turns out I'm right good at making kimchi. Who'd have thunk it, Jay?
Well, not me.
You're not nice, you, to me. Do a little bit more. Are you having a taste?
I might do, yeah.
Yeah. So will we come back tomorrow night and show the kind of there won't be much to see, but we'll show you the jars once they have actually fermented. Like I said, that's full for me now. That, let me just check. Might get a little bit more in. There we go. And I am literally going to wipe the top, rest the lid, loosely screw the lid on so that there's room for it to ferment. And in fact, Jay, do you just want to wipe that around? And then we can at least show one. It's on around the outside really it needs.
Okay.
So I pop the lid on and I'll literally just rest that on top, and we'll leave them for just over 24 hours, and we'll see you tomorrow, hopefully, when it's all nice and fermented. Hey! Kimchi! Sorry. Hello, so the end of the kimchi vlog. Now I know that Jason will have already put in text on the screen the point where I should have added sea salt and kelp powder optional, which was when it was being mixed in the bowl, because I forgot, and then I had to add salt and kelp powder after.
by wetting a chopstick, covering it in kelp powder and putting it down in the jar and mixing it round. Don't do that, just sprinkle it over while you're mixing it by hand, and your sea salt then. Now I couldn't get kelp powder, so I just got dried kelp from Wing Yip and put it in the NutriBullet to make kelp powder. So we are now 48 hours after it's actually been jarred. How do I know it's fermented now? If you shake the jar, you'll see a couple of bubbles rise to the top. That's when you know it's done. So this is ready for lids on and putting in the fridge, and hopefully it will last as long as, well, helps if you have the chopsticks the right way around. No doubt people will say, well, you've got to taste what you've made.
People will say that.
So of course I'm going to. And this is going, if anybody knows that about our Chinese fake away we have quite often, this is going to replace my bamboo shoots in chili oil. So here's the kimchi.
You can come a little bit closer if you want. Let's see if I can get her. Come on, Polly, do your thing. She's trying. There we go. Lovely. Yes.
Yeah. Salty, slightly sour, a little bit of a chili kick because of the gochugaru, but it definitely needs 48 hours, not 24. Easy, cheap, lazy, vegan, kimchi.
Gimme, 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 kimchi! Ah!
He's been dying to do that for 2 days. There you go, give it a bash, guys. I'm gonna, when these jars are empty, which will probably be ages, I don't know, I'm gonna start eating this a lot. Fermented food is meant to be really, really good for you. So, I've got 3 jars, I'm absolutely buzzed. Jason's not massively keen, more for me. We'll see you again very soon, and until then, please be excellent to yourselves and each other. Bye, loves. Leave me alone, my kimchi. Bye. Bye then.